Hi guys, and check out the 2016 Audi S8 Plus. Now the A8 is probably going to be replaced next year as it comes to the end of its impressive 6-year run. So this is the last hurrah. And the pinnacle of the A8 was of course always the S8 version, something of a supercar amongst super limos with enough performance to take down the average sports car with ease. Now that it's on its way out, Audi wasn't going to let its flagship performance saloon go quietly into the night. Instead, they've given it a shot of super serum, and they've upped the horsepower from 520 to 605 brake horsepower. They've also increased the torque, which goes up to something like 515 pounds-foot or 553 on overboost, which is great for straight line performance, which hopefully we'll take a look at in a minute. And so the acceleration drops from 4.2 seconds 0 to 100 to 3.8 seconds. That's supercar territory. And top speed, if you take the limiter off, goes up to 305 kilometers per hour. All this was done by retuning the engine management system, modifying the exhaust valves, and upgrading the turbos. It still gets the 8-speed automatic with paddle shifts, and there are the drive select modes, so you can select sport or comfort. I like to go into individual and put everything into dynamic, put the engine and gearbox into automatic, and leave the suspension in comfort. On the outside, you can tell that it's a plus from its black front bib and rear carbon fiber boot lid spoiler, as well as the black tinted headlights and the 21-inch rims unique to this car. Inside, as you can imagine, there's lots of plush trim, these red stitching to highlight that this is the Plus model. It gets active cruise control, massage front seats, 360-degree camera, and of course an excellent Bose surround sound stereo system. Unfortunately, it's still got the Audi proprietary cables instead of USB slots, and the MMI interface feels previous gen Audi compared to the latest cars that are coming out. We already know that it has good boot space and a fabulously spacious rear cabin with enough room for even a tall, lanky individual like me to sit comfortably behind the seat set for myself. So enough talk, time to take this for a drive. So I've got it set in dynamic at the moment because I just want to show you the acceleration on this car, because it is truly gobsmacking. We are on an empty road and so we are not going to obstruct anyone at all here. So I'm just going to stop here for a minute. Right, just build the revs up. So count this with me. I'll tell you when I go. Go! And we are doing 100. That's it. As quick as that. I tried it earlier myself on another stretch of road, and bear in mind, I've just got to emphasize that it's really hot. It's showing me 46.5, 47 degrees centigrade on my in-car temperature thing at the moment. In fact, I was filming outside earlier and my iPhone overheated and just refused to work anymore. So it is really, really hot. And I recorded a time earlier of, in fact, 3.9 seconds. So that's only a tenth off the quoted time. So that's absolutely phenomenal. Here we go though. I mean, straight line performance, any gear, any speed, you just punch it and off it goes. But of course the other thing is that don't forget, what you're getting with this car is quattro all-wheel drive, and we're here now on a very sandy, the sand has just come across this road, and normally I would be very, very cautious and tentative when driving along a road like this, but you know, I'm doing this at a fairly decent speed and no issue at all, because I know that I'm in an Audi and I know it is absolutely planted. Again, here we go, sand, and you can hear it, I can certainly feel it. but it's not causing me any problems whatsoever as far as the steering or the grip or anything like that is concerned. And the grip is one of the most phenomenal things about this car. It is just absolutely staggering how much grip it's got. You know, I mean, for a big saloon, like here we go, a bit of a tight corner, so I pointed in and I just punched the accelerator, and bloody hell, I mean, it's hardly any understeer. Like right at the limit, when you really start to push it, you'll detect understeer. Otherwise, it's got incredible poise where it will just pull itself in. There you go, look, just pulls itself in, and you can get back on the throttle, and there you go, just punch it out. I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm not saying this is a sports car. Don't think that this is going to be a great track day tool, or that you can go up into your favorite mountain roads, which you could do and have a fairly decent time with it. But what is amazing about it is that, considering what it is, a big luxury saloon, limousine in fact, that it can do all of these things is absolutely phenomenal. But of course, where it's best at is straight line performance. It's the confidence, it's the grip, the incredible brakes, you know, on this car. Brilliant, you know, for what it is. And of course the ride comfort. Now admittedly, the ride on this one is fractionally brittle, which is why my normal preference for the drive select mode, if I can just change it again now, is actually individual. Because in an individual, if I can show you, I don't know if you can see that, but I keep everything in dynamic, including the steering. I like the steering nice and weighty, and the engine sound, of course, definitely won that V8 in sports, and the sports differential as well, which is what gives you that incredible turn-in. But I keep the engine and transmission in automatic, so it knows when to respond fast when it knows I feel like, you know, from the measures of from when it's measuring the throttle inputs and stuff like that. But I leave the ride in comfort, because I think that's where it's best at. And you know, in a big saloon like this, that's what you really want. You want it to be in comfort. So again, going around this roundabout as we do this final bit, you know, at this sort of speed, it's running wide at just a fraction, but at any point you just lift off and it just tucks in, and you know that actually you can power through this. I mean, you just punch the power on the exit of this corner, on the brakes, back on the power, and plant it, and it's just absolutely solid, and it's just so secure the way that it turns in. So here we are at the end of the life cycle for the A8, the last hurrah for the S8, the best S8 ever, one of the fastest saloons out there. You do realize that the 0 to 100 time on this car is the same as an Aston Martin Vanquish. And I'll wager that this is more durable, comfortable, and reliable. And I think I'd win that wager as well. But I've always liked the S8. I think it's an incredible performance saloon. It is one of my favorite big fast limos, and I'll be sorry to see this car go. I'm glad I got another chance to have a go in this car. I love the spec on this one with the boot lid spoiler, the big rims, the matte paint job that it gets unique for this car. Looks fantastic, looks stealth, looks brilliant. I would happily have one. And you know, the tech on this car doesn't feel that old, honestly, compared to some of the other cars. And you have a car like, I've driven some of the latest rivals to this car, which have so much tech and so much gadgets in them, it's kind of off-putting. This car, you still feel like you're driving it. You still feel like you want to be up here in the front rather than in the back there, which nonetheless is a very nice environment to be in. So there you go, that's my review of the Audi S8 Plus 2016 model year. I hope you like that. Let us know what you think of this car in the comments below and elsewhere. You can of course watch this and read the full review on motoringme.com. You can also follow us, Motoring Middle East, on all of the usual channels, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just search for Motoring Middle East. Same applies to YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one. Come out into the desert to film the Audi S8 review coming soon, and of course I've forgotten to bring any water or anything like that. I'm going to die. Right, all done filming the video on this. Got to take it back now and actually swap it for another Audi. But boy, that was hard work. I mean, they said the temperature was going to go down from the 22nd onwards. It's still 46, 47 degrees centigrade. In fact, it's so hot that I was filming outside the car with this iPhone, and the iPhone just overheated and just stopped working. Said no, sorry, can't do it. No.
Anyway, can't stop, busy bee, gotta take this back now. Stay tuned, more soon. Snapchat, Instagram, follow.
So as you can see, I don't have the Audi S8 Plus anymore. I've just given it back, and this makes me very sad. However, In return for the S8 Plus, they've given me the RS7 Performance. And this makes me happy. Why does this make me happy? Same 4 litre, 605 horsepower engine in this than the S8 Plus, and 0 to 100 in 3.7 seconds, a stint quicker. Ah!